You will love free motion quilting on the Pfaff Quilt Expression 720. Now, coming with the machine is one of 3 total feet that you can use for free motion. So this is a place to start. There are 2 others that have a little bit more of a spring action, which I do prefer for extensive free motion quilting. But I'm going to show you with what comes with the machine. But before we do anything, number 1, we need to go in and tell the machine we are doing free motion quilting. That's the free motion symbol right here. Also, sometimes I refer to it as a pile of spaghetti, and then I know exactly what I'm looking for. And this is where I need to pick which foot I actually have in my hand. So this one, the one that comes with the machine, is the Sensormatic Free Motion. But do notice that it does have this little white triangle in the corner, which means I can touch and hold. And I can actually be adjusting this foot up or down depending on how thick the batting is. So once we get stitching, if you do feel like it's away, kind of hovering above the fabric, you can get it a little closer. We don't want it to actually touch or drag the fabric, making the fabric hard to move, but we do want to find it closer to the fabric than way too high. So that will be something that you might also need to adjust. But once you do select one of the 3 feet, you hear a click. I'm going to undo it real quick. There's the click. The click is the feed dog's lowering, so we don't even have to reach for a button or anything. Once you go into the settings, the machine knows that is what you're doing. Now, the most probably common thing people forget right here is that they forget to disengage the IDT. So reach behind the machine, make sure that that is not engaged, and you'll see that this part here, this poking straight up, is going to sit kind of in front of the foot ankle. So as you attach it, you'll see that that's actually going to come up and in front. Okay, so technically we're ready to start. Now, the art of free motion is going to take a hot minute to learn, so don't judge yourself on just a couple things. Number 1, you will want to, I use a thinner thread. So right now I have just a thread that is a little bit thicker. It's going to be very bold so you can see it, but when I free motion quilt, I lean myself something towards a thinner thread. Having a top stitch needle will also assist, and also having your machine in some type of sewing table around this or in a sewing cabinet will also make free motion quilting a dream. Now, something small like this is not going to make a big difference. I can have my hands on here at all times. Now, you can also take a stitch and bring up the bobbin thread. The only thing is my bobbin thread was cut very short from the last thing I stitched, and so it's only going to give me a little tiny nub at this point. If you can get in and pull that out, great. If not, don't worry about it. It's probably pretty short, and we'll get kind of easy to trim off later. The goal of free motion quilting is truly learning how fast to sew on the machine and how fast to move your hands. Now, a little extra help could come in the part of your speed control. So if you set the machine to half speed, you can get a good feel for how fast half speed is. So for right now, I am pressing down all the way to the maximum speed of my machine to get that speed. Now, if I was doing that without that, it would have been going twice as fast. Now, another thing I noticed, stopping with the needle down is going to be my friend, and letting it hold my last stitch as I stitch. So see how it's kind of hovering above my fabric? That is something that I might come over here and adjust on screen. Touch the pile of spaghetti, go in, touch and hold the sensor free motion box, and let's lower that presser foot a couple ticks. Now again, I'm going to double check that I didn't get too close. I can feel I'm rubbing just a little bit, maybe, how about a -2? Oh, I like that. Oh, maybe a 3. Okay, now there is one more thing that I do want to show you for doing this is what does the tension look like? So I actually have 2 different threads in my machine. I've got a thicker one on the top and a pink one down below. So it's going to be really easy to find out who's looking best here. So what I'm looking for, it actually doesn't look too bad on the front. Actually, it doesn't look too bad on the back. But I do see right about here, I am getting a few little colorful stitches showing on the back. But let's see here. That was where I started? Nope, just where I looped around. So what if you get something that doesn't look as perfectly balanced? Tell you the truth, most of the time I do need to increase my tension just a little bit. and then finding that perfect balance of height of foot for the fabric you're using plus tension. So it really can't be figured out. Did I sew from the front or the back? That's what you're going for. As you work to get your stitches nice and even, it's just a matter of practicing. I do recommend Bluprint online courses for free motion. Those experts there have helped me become a better free motion quilter. And before you know it, you really can work at getting better. It is a lifetime journey, free motion quilting, but once you have your settings here figured out, then this will be a lot easier the more you practice.